Hello there, I'm Big Alias, and there's controversy. It's always controversy. I don't know why I can't just, we can't do anything anymore. I can't just, hang out without there being controversy. I can't, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get wrapped up in it one day. I probably will get wrapped up in it one day. I'll go and take a shit, and people will be like, did you see the way he took a shit? Felt pretty woke to me. It's inescapable. Everything. Oh my God, dude. Can we not just do something without there being controversy? But this time, Superman. Superman's gone woke. It's woke. Oh no. Clutches pearls. Turns on Joe Rogan podcast. Clutches tinfoil hat. It's... Oh, okay. So apparently, Superman is woke now because it's an immigrant story. Which is so crazy to me because... it's Superman, isn't it? It is an immigrant story. It's an immigrant story. It is. It always was. Sorry? Brody, have you ever seen the movie Man of Steel? The one that everyone says is classic Superman, and how dare they go away from this, and how dare they get rid of Henry Cavill. And I have things to say about Henry Cavill. But yeah, it's the movie where it's how dare they do this, and now they've made this woke movie. Dude, it's the same thing. If you trust me, if someone said to me, Man of Steel is an immigrant story, and then I watched Man of Steel for the first time, I would say, oh, yes, it is. Because it's a story about a guy who started in one war-torn location, was transported to a safer location, where he attempted to assimilate himself into the culture, but realized that the differences about him would have made him stand out and quite possibly could have led to people treating him differently. Ultimately, the conclusion and summary of the film is that by the end of it, he realized that he had spent so much time here and become so ingrained in the fabric of the culture that he would use what he had from that war-torn country to help the people who have allowed him to assimilate into that culture. Beautiful immigrant story. Sounds like it to me, dude. Sounds like an immigrant story to me. That was the thread. That was the thread of the of the goddamn movie. I can't keep up anymore. I don't know how people could... How? The plot to this film could be identical to the plot of Man of Steel, and people would still say it's woke trash, and that, Snyder should never have lost it, because now it's turned into a woke movie. I'm so scared of the woke. People will say that. They'll be terrified of this movie that they consider to be woke. But the fact is, if Snyder had made Man of Steel in 2025, where it's completely unacceptable to inhabit any sort of progressive thoughts, nowadays it's borderline illegal. You're not allowed to. If Snyder had made this film in 2025, Man of Steel in 2025, and said this is an immigrant story, people would have agreed with that and hated it. Called it woke, gone absolutely insane, and fucking hated the movie. Now, granted, a lot of people didn't like Man of Steel when it came out, but that had nothing to do with it being an immigration story. It's more to do with the fact that the movie has its issues. I thought Man of Steel was the only half-decent Zack Snyder film. But yeah, people would be mad, they'd be furious. And it's such a joke. It's such a joke, because I think about some of the films I've watched, because obviously I'm a fan of... I like A24 films, things are maybe a little bit more pseudo-intellectual than that. And I can't help but think about all of these other directors and an immigration story. We've seen 1,000 of these. Why is it suddenly an issue when it's Superman? And I know that the response would be, well, you gotta keep politics out of my superhero movies. And it's won't affect it. The action will still be there, which is what you came for. Superman will still be there, which is what you came for. The high stakes will still be there. There'll just be an underpinning story about being nice to immigrants, which, frankly, are you really not okay with? Yeah, I suppose you're not. But yeah, it's mind blowing to me. Some of the films I've seen, oh my God, Moonlight, one of the greatest movies ever made. God, you would explode if you saw that film. I think you guys would you would internally blow up if you saw a film like that, or A Separation, which is an Iranian masterpiece, and it's I think it's Iranian. It's about two people separating but a different culture. Oh my God, you would lose your mind. When you were praising Green Book, does that have something to do with I have to look into that, didn't I? You know what I mean. Like, there's all of these like films that's the point, And yes, it's going to be like a side narrative here. The movie's already out, so maybe it is. It's going to be like a thing that happens in the film. It's part of the film where if you pay attention to it, it's there. If not, it's an action movie. Get over it, you fucking dorks. Jesus Christ. I can't believe I'm having this conversation. I'm gonna stop recording.
The PlayStation is only $149, and you can also get leading titles.